Let's start with a new chapter, Comparative Development Experiences of India and its Neighbors. Synopsis, Introduction, Development Path of India, Pakistan and China, Comparative Study, India, China and Pakistan, Conclusion. Introduction, we'll compare the trends in various economic and human development indicators of India. In China, which has recently started moving towards liberal restructuring of its command economy, Pakistan having an authoritarian militarist political power structure. So in this chapter, we'll compare the trends in the various economic and human development indicators of India. Yes, the largest democracy of the world with a secular and liberal constitution for over half a country. And with its two principal neighbors like China and Pakistan, China, which has recently started moving towards a more liberal restructuring of its command economy, Pakistan having an authoritarian militarist political power structure. So all the three countries, India, China and Pakistan, have more than 6 decades of development experiences behind them. So we'll also apprise the strategies adopted by these countries to reach their present state of development. Let's start with development path of India, Pakistan and China. All the three countries started their development path at the same time. India and Pakistan got independence in 1947 and People's Republic of China was established in 1949. All the three countries had started planning their development strategies in similar ways. India announced its first 5-year plan in 1951. Pakistan announced in 1956 and China in 1953. India and Pakistan adopted similar strategies such as creating a large public sector and a rising public expenditure on social development. So, India, Pakistan and China have many similarities in these developmental strategies. All the three nations started the development path at the same time. So, India and Pakistan got independence in 1947 and People's Republic of China was established in 1949. All the three countries had started planning the development strategies in similar way. India announced its first 5-year plan in 1951, Pakistan announced in 1956, China in 1953. Since 2013, Pakistan is working on the basis of 11th 5-year developmental plan from 2013 to 18, while China is working on 13th 5-year plan 2016 to 20 until March 2017. India has been following 5-year plan which is based on developmental model. So India and Pakistan adopted similar strategies such as creating a large public sector and rising public expenditure on social development. Till 1980s, all the three countries had similar growth rate and per capita income. Yes, now let's move on to the other one. Both India and Pakistan had adopted mixed economy model, but China had adopted command economy model of economic growth. Till 1980, all the three countries had similar growth rate and per capita income, and economic reforms were implemented in China in 1978, in Pakistan 1988, and in India 1991. Yes, now let's move on to the development strategy. Yes, after the establishment of People's Republic of China under one-party rule, all the critical sectors of the economy, enterprises and the lands owned and operated by the individuals were brought under government control. So in the development strategy, let's see with the first one, China. So China established a People's Republic of China under one-party rule. All the critical sectors of the economy and enterprises and lands owned and operated by the individuals were brought under the government control. Yes, now Let's see with the other, the Great Leap Forward campaign. A program named the Great Leap Forward campaign was initiated in 1958, which aimed at industrializing the country on a massive scale. Under this program, people were encouraged to set up industries in the backyards. Yeah, so I think it was very clear. So in 1958, a program named the Great Leap Forward GLF campaign was initiated by Mao to modernize the Chinese economy. Yes, so what is the main aim of the campaign? Was to transform agrarian economy into the modern economy through the process of rapid industrialization. Under this program, the people were encouraged to set up industries in the backyard. In the rural areas, the communists were started. Under the communist system, people collectively cultivated land. Yes, and so in 1958, there were 26,000 communes covering almost all the farm population. Great Proletarian Cultural Revolution. In 1965, Mao introduced the Great Proletarian Cultural Revolution, that is from 1966 to 1976, under which students and professionals were sent to work and learn from the countryside, that is rural area. So in 1965, Mao introduced the Great Proletarian Cultural Revolution in 1966 to 76, under which the students and the professionals were sent to work and learn from the countryside. Yes, and Russia had conflict with China, so it withdrew its professionals who had earlier been sent to China to help in the industrialization process. Let's move on to the third one. Reforms were introduced in China in the phases. In the initial phase, reforms were initiated in agriculture, foreign trade and investment sector. In the later phase, reforms were initiated in the industrial sector. Yes, so in the initial phase, the reforms were introduced in the agriculture, foreign trade and investment sector. Yes, now, so in the later phase, reforms were initiated in the industrial sector. Yes, so at this stage, enterprises owned by the government, known as state-owned enterprises, were made to face competition. Dual pricing in the reforms process. The reform process also involved dual pricing. This means fixing the prices in two ways. Farmers and industrial units were required to buy and sell fixed quantities of raw materials and products on the basis of price fixed by the government, and rest were purchases and sold at market prices. So, dual pricing, the reform process also involved in the dual pricing. This means fixing the prices in two ways. Farmers and industrial units were required to buy and sell the fixed quantities of inputs and outputs on the basis of the price which is fixed by the government. On the other transaction, the inputs and outputs were purchased and sold at market prices. Special economic zones. In order to attract foreign investors, special economic zones were set up, SEZ, in a geographical region that has economic laws different from a country's typical economic laws. Usually the goal is to increase foreign investment. Yes, now. So far we saw about a development strategy of China. Yes, a Great Leap Forward campaign, a Great Proletarian Cultural Revolution, reforms introduced in the China, yes, in the initial phase as well as in the later phase, dual pricing in the reforms process, special economic zones. Let's move on to the other one, Pakistan. Pakistan followed the mixed economic model with coexistence of public as well as the private sector. And Pakistan introduced tariff protection for manufacturing of consumer goods together with direct import control on competing imports. The introduction of Green Revolution and increase in the public investment in infrastructure, the select area led to a rise in the production of food grains. Yes, so the first one, Pakistan followed the mixed economic model, yes, with the coexistence of public as well as the private sector. Second, introduction of various policies. Yes, so in the late 1950s and 1960s, Pakistan introduced a variety of regulated policy framework for the growth of domestic industries, and the policy combined with the tariff protection of manufacturing of consumer goods together with the direct import control in the competing imports. Green Revolution. In the case of agriculture, the introduction of Green Revolution and increase in the public investment in infrastructure led to a rise in the production of food grains. So this changed the agrarian structure dramatically. Yes, now in 1970, capital goods industries were nationalized. In 1988, structural reforms were implemented. Major trust areas were denationalization and encouragement to private sector. Pakistan also received financial support from Western nation and remittances from immigrants to the middle countries. This helped the country in stimulating economic growth. So, important role of public sector in the early 1970s. Nationalization of capital goods industries took place. An important role of private sectors in the late 1970s. There was a shift in the government policy and they adopted the policy of denationalization, and the government encouraged the private sector and also offered various incentives to them. And even financial support during 1970s. During the period, Pakistan also received financial support from the Western nation and remittances from immigrants to the Middle East. This helped the country to stimulating economic growth. So, the reform in 1988, the reforms were initiated in the country. So far, we have discussed about, yes, development path of India, Pakistan and China, development strategy of China and Pakistan. Thank you, students.